I'm going to say something that is seen in a certain light. And I'm going to say the opportunity in our lives to come out is often construed as just of your sexual identity. But coming out is a whole experience of being all of you, of being in permission. And what I've found as you breathe in your gentle breath is that most people, to varying degrees, are in hesitation of their full expression. Some are a lot more in expression, others are more reserved, others really hold back, and others will do anything but not to be in that vulnerable authenticity. And the sad part is they're missing out on the experience of that full-blown expression. So Brené Brown says, if you're familiar with her, vulnerability is our greatest strength, is that when we're out in our expression and risking being all of us, saying where we're at, not violently, not in a way that puts others down, but just holds our position, our expression, our true space. There is a freedom and a joy. So no matter how much money you make, no matter how much you build in a world, until you're in permission to be all of you, you will find a missing piece, and it'll be in the shape of an incompletion, a sadness, a lack of happiness, just something's missing. And when we get to coming out as that full expression, that freedom starts to turn up and you start to really enjoy and take a breath you might never have taken, or a few. So I want you just to notice in your privacy, in your own uniqueness, in your own journey, to the degree that you're out, to the degree that you're in your full expression. And or are you living inside compliance? I'm going to use that word because it's been big in our culture, in compliance to pleasing others, not wanting to upset others, modifying yourself because others are volatile or in the noise? Or are you running around avoiding judgment? Are you running around avoiding criticism? Are you running around hesitating, not standing too tall for fear of failing, and all that goes with it? So as you do that and you breathe in the slow, gentle breath, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, just recognize without judgment of yourself, to the degree you're in compliance to fitting in rather than bringing your expression of your beauty. Because when we see somebody in their full dance like no one's watching, there's a tendency to feel emotion and awe. We might see it on the sport field where someone takes a risk. We might see it in politics when someone walks the floor from their party because they say it violates my values and they risk their whole career. You might see it in someone going out on their own in a business when they've worked as an employee all their life. You might see it in someone who's crashed and rising back. Or someone just saying, you know, I have had enough of being this reserved and I say what I really feel. And there's this beautiful moment. And we tend to recognize it. There's some sort of ingredient in us that recognizes authenticity, power, authority, preparedness to risk it, to stand naked in the storm and just own your position. So there's the world of good manners and morality where we're respectful, but when that goes to you're shutting down your essence, that is a violation. And we all know what it feels like. We've all done it to varying degrees. And there's this sort of, oh, better not say that there, better hold that back, better back down, better do this, better do that. Don't take a risk, I don't know, I can't because, and just notice it. So as you notice it in yourself and you're breathing in and out, just notice it and sort of make a sense of awareness that to some degree you reserve. Don't put yourself down. Understand that somehow you've learned to protect yourself through reserving aspects of you. Now, as you do that, have a look through this week and look forward and see your visions and dreams. And I promise you that there is a relationship between your visions and dreams and achieving them and your preparedness to be in full permission. To the degree that you reserve you is the degree to which you reserve the opportunity for the dreams to come into manifest. And if you can get them to manifest, you still get your material world turning up, you'll find the missing piece, a sense of dissatisfaction. So there's so many people I know that have made a fortune, but have an agony, a sense of reservation. They come to me and they talk, and there's this place where they're reserving themselves when we really get to what's going on. Now, their solution is often, well, I'll just make more money, or I'll make it bigger. But it doesn't make any difference until we look inside and go, I'm holding back. Not that you're not working hard, that you're sitting in the comfort zone and you're scared to rock the boat, scared to push a little harder. So as you breathe into it, notice it, recognize it, acknowledge it, and face it down like you're standing in a paddock and there's a bull looking at you, or the opponent, I call it, the obstacle. And it's like a mirror, and it's looking at you and going, you won't stand up, you're too scared. You won't stand up, you don't like the risk of the idea of failing. You won't stand up, you're not smart enough. You won't stand up, you're not good enough. You're not good looking enough. You're not strong enough. You haven't got enough balls. Go on, cry. Go on, you always do. Go on, run away. Go on, hide. Go on, curl up in an embryonic ball. Go on, pretend you're tough. Put on a fancy outfit. Look good. But I can see you, says the opponent. I know you're hiding inside. So whatever that is, and I'm pushing you, just notice it and make a decision. There are so many people that we all hear make their New Year's resolution, or they make a promise, or I'm going to change, or we're going to do this, we're going to achieve that. And then the next year you hear the same one. And then you hear the same one again a few years later. And then people stop listening, or you stop saying it. And then you see the people who say it and you see them deliver on the promise. You go, far out. Like they really own it. So as you notice that, I want you to notice your ownership of your word, your ownership of your promise, your ownership of your commitment, your ownership of your idea or of your vision. And as you look at your vision, as you look at your dreams, as you look at your outcomes, I'll be audacious. The only thing in the way is you hesitating. The rest of it's just noise. Someone agrees, someone disagrees. No matter what you do, no matter how much you achieve, no matter how much you win, no matter how much you fail, there'll be some person sitting there sort of happy about it for you, sort of cynical, sort of happy you're struggling, sort of happy because it's a reflection of their own hesitation. So when you look at somebody achieve a gold medal, when you look at someone run through the finish line of an amazingly difficult race, when you see your favorite team win the grand final, after everything they've been through in the season, when you see that, when you see someone rise to their fortune, look at them and then look at the reflection of the part of you that craves that also, and or when you achieved it in the past. And go, do you want to do that again? Because as we look at the opportunity to keep it the same as there, the opportunity to step in, not so much in accumulating, although that's fun. It's stepping into you and giving yourself that experience. We all know when we do the incredible experience it is. It is extremely beautiful. Now, I'm going to say something, and I'm not saying it politically, although I have my position. I was watching this morning the speeches going on as the new presidency in America is starting to prepare itself for its season. And whether you love Trump, love Musk, hate Musk, whatever, just look at it and you can watch the roar of the crowd as the new president stands up and says, that's enough. Forget about whether you believe him or not. Just look, you see the rise, the roar of the people. We're about the people. We're going to give the people what they want. We're no more ignoring the people's needs. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to make it all, and people roaring because they're connecting to the part of them that wants a better life, a happier life. Now, the truth is, as much as a president can stand up and make all those promises, it's really up to the players and the citizenship to do it for themselves. But it makes it easier if the machine is supporting them. But essentially, people are still successful or unsuccessful no matter what the machine is doing. But as each one listens to the promise, there's some of them out there going, oh, thank God you're going to make me successful. I can't do it. And then there's those that look and go, yeah, how cool is that? Let's do this together. We're a unit. So as you look at yourself, and make your speech, your presidential speech to yourself. Hear yourself. You have an opportunity right now, this very second, even if you've done it in the past, to make a decision. You can move from varying degrees of powerless, varying degrees of holding back, varying degrees of hesitation, varying degrees of all the rationalizations, justifications, blames that you use to explain to yourself why you're holding back. Not even that I'm not holding back. No, I'm giving it everything, but that asshole's in my way. You know, what all of that. But come to the truth and look in the mirror right now as you sit there and go, I'm stopping me. Not my wife, not my husband, not my ex, not my business partner, not the community, not the president, not the prime minister, you know, not the gay movement, not the hetero movement, not the sort of all the other gender movements. Just, it's not the tax department. That's all there to deal with. It's you that's holding you back. If you are, to the degree you are. Most people still have an element of it. And as you sit there, now go into the big breath. Pull it in, you know what to do. 30 breaths and breathe it in. And as you breathe it in and oxygenate yourself, go into your decision. And I want you to look at and breathe in and out through your heart muscle, your heart chakra, the green one. Breathe it in. And know that you're not alone. When you switch that on, it's like you invite the universe to join you. And it's like the universe goes, oh, thank God, I've been waiting for you to turn up and ask. Now, if you look at the green color of the heart chakra and all the colors of the chakras or the endocrine system, you'll see they're the same colors as the rainbow spectrum, the spectrum of light. No coincidence, you're connected to something extraordinary. And as that green light is focused on and your heart resonates, because when you put your attention on it, you all know metaphysics enough to understand that when you put your attention on it, the molecules speed up, the energy speeds up. And as you breathe in and out in that breath and then hold on the 30th or 40th breath on the out breath and go into a breath hold, then you cause hormesis, you cause good stress. When you do that, you invite your immune system to kick in and be strong. So you're building boundaries and walls and strength in yourself. So inside out, you're building you into a state here on Monday morning, and then you bring you to your day. So the day's not controlling who you are and the events. You do it, and you walk into whatever's going on and deal with it from your resonant self. And this morning from the heart and from the breath and the hormesis, which causes all sorts of goodness, stimulates chemistry, the brain. And as you do that, you're bringing your best self forward. You're also turning the camera of your perception to look at the outcome that you actually, rather than away from what you no longer want. And you switch it on and decide now, as you're breathing in and out in your hold or going through another round, to make a decision. Look at your worst obstacle, the hardest part, which is you, but then the events that are the situation that sort of reflects you, the obstacle, and breathe into it. And then look at what do you actually want instead? And look at you in your full flight. Because you are amazing. Who do you bring to the obstacle? And make that decision. You're powerful. As soon as you switch it on, the more you go into permission, the more the resonance of the universe will align. It's like you turn the light on and goes, oh, there you are. Couldn't see you. You were hiding. Can't help you if you're not there. So turn up. Now, as you do that and you sit in that and just sit in that openness and the beautiful green resonance light in your heart breathing and doing another round, look at the old story in the past where you decided that your protection was to reserve your expression to some degree, to go quiet, to reserve, to get angry, to run away, to hide, to blame, to attack, to justify, to rationalize. Just as you look at it in the past, just listen to the stories. And we hear ourselves rationalizing, blaming, explaining. And just listen to it and just listen, blah, 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 blah. Just blah, blah, blah. and notice its noise and just let it fade into the distance. And then hear a new noise coming through. It's resonant, like a beautiful piece of music. Okay, being me. I choose to be me. I'm willing to be me. I can be me. It's good for others for me to be me. It's safe for me to be me. I'm a me. And as you do it and you watch that and listen to that resonance, it'll invite it into your breath. And everywhere you ran away in the past, everywhere you shut yourself down, everywhere you curled up and hurt, disappointment, judgment of yourself, let it go. Come out, wherever you are. And I want you to imagine a situation, your biggest obstacle right now. The obstacle, the biggest one you face, and then bring it before you. And you'll see yourself in the mirror. And then look at the circumstance of that hesitation that reflects. Look at the actual circumstance, the obstacle. Because often we think the obstacle is the problem, but it's not. It's the resident. It's the man in the mirror, as Michael Jackson said. That's the obstacle. The circumstance is just the circumstance. Good day. Rainy, sunny, cold, hot. To see you standing there in the reflection. That's the obstacle. But then look at the reflection of the circumstance, the one that's the biggest in your life right now. And as you look at it, imagine walking through it. Imagine walking through it like there's a cloud and it's dark and stormy. Imagine just walking through. It's just energy. It's just a circumstance. And as you walk through it, look at what you want instead. Is it abundance, money? Is it safety? Is it happiness? Is it a relationship that you really want to be in? Is it a flourishing commerce? Is it health and well-being? Is it a sense of self that is just beautiful to be in? Whatever it is, look at it, walk into it, and embody it. Walk into the outcome you want, and bring the you that's prepared to be you, and step in and embody that result. Now look back at the obstacle you just walked through and watch it disintegrate. Now, I know this has varying degrees of difficulty to accept, even though some of you intellectually might. The obstacle is a reflection of your hesitation, of your learning, your opportunity to learn, grow, change, evolve. That's all it is. I know you can look at it and go, yeah, but it's not really my fault. And yeah, but the obstacle is the obstacle. It doesn't matter. All that matters is you look at it, take responsibility for it, and change something about you where you're hesitating, or where you've got to take on a new learning, or whether you've got to change the way you operate. And own it. Own your response. Actually change and say, just look and go, that's it. That's enough. Now, I'm going to use the same metaphor, but I'm not talking politically. I've got to say that because it can be misinterpreted. Because I'm not coming from a political bias. It's just what someone said. When I heard Donald Trump speak this morning, he said, right now, this very second, it's a new day. It's the end of an old era. It's enough. That's enough. And each of us, and he was talking to the Americans, needs to change and own the new dream, the new vision together as a unity. Doesn't matter what color you are, doesn't matter what religion you are, doesn't matter. We're Americans. Now, he was saying that, and I was listening, but I was listening to say, yeah, there's a moment. Now, whether they walk that through or not, how they walk that through or not, well, that's the journey to be seen. But it's the moment where that's enough. Now, is it a New Year's resolution statement with no impact, or are they real? Because I've heard New Year's resolutions all my life. I've heard them. I hear my clients say them. This is it. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then I see them in a year and they haven't done it. Or I see them in 2 months and say, how are you going with that? Oh, well, just things got a little bit in the way, but I'm going to be doing it tomorrow. And we all do it, so no judgment. So I want you to look at your stories in the past where you've done that and make a decision right now. And the decision is coming out as you. Full expression. Bravery. Not as an aggressive asshole, as a fully expressed being. Brave enough to tell a joke that might not be funny to somebody. Brave enough to say something at a dinner table with respect and integrity that might not be what others agree with. Brave enough to open a business, brave enough to change, brave enough to let go. I spoke to my mate. I spent hours with him last week, Davey Metcalf. Some of you know who that might be, but he's my photographer mate who we've done a lot of documentaries and stuff together and lives in Bali, and amazing character. And we were talking in that talk, and he sort of said, my marriage is complete. He's finished his marriage a couple of years ago, and he's sort of in this place. And he said, there is nothing that I am locked into. I'm in my 60s. I am a completely free spirit. I've got my camera, and I live in Indonesia, but I can change that. I'm a completely free spirit. He's created a moment, and we're just looking at it and going, what are you going to do? And he goes, do you want to come with me on another expedition? Should we do a Rex David journey? Should we go disappear into some jungle somewhere? Should we go and do this? Should we make another film? Should we help some other people who are struggling? Should we, what do we do? I don't know. And we got excited like two boys, to the point where the owner of the restaurant, Mitch, some of you have been to Outer Square in Perigian, Mitch looked and said, I forgot you guys were there. You've been there for hours. I said, yeah, we sort of forgot where we were too. Like two boys chatting and excited, in the moment, exploring. Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? How can we do that? I'm 70. Fuck, I've never been here before. He's in his 60s, never been here before. So as you do it, look at your life and go, where am I? Where do I use stories to justify I can't because? I'm not good enough. I'm not big enough. I'm not fast enough. You are what you are, and you are what you believe as you create it. And there's infinite information you can gather. You can always learn how. You just go to Google or go somewhere. So how do you do this? What do you do that? You get some guy on a film showing you how to do it. How do you put this together? How do you break that up? But as you look at you now, I want you to do a big breath, a final one, and choose. But be honest. If you're not going to own your full expression, go, I'm not going to do this year. Not Rex, I'm not ready. Be honest. Or fuck it, I'm going to. And I don't even know how. I'm not even sure what you mean by come out. How do I don't know. Just be more of you, all of you. Risk it. Do what you said you want to do. Let go, fix, change, whatever needs to be done to get it. If you feel yourself hesitating because you're scared of a reaction from somebody, then decide, I'm going to say what I feel with respect. If I reserve me because I'm scared of the response reaction, then I'm in hesitation. Then I'm hesitating. Then I'm shutting down. We are not here to accumulate, although wealth physically in the material world is awesome. We're here to become. And becoming is about evolving out into your full expression of you, breathing with the full expression of you, speaking with the resonance of your voice. You're here to experience and become. And as you grow your becoming, your experiences grow. Now, if you like a shiny something, then go to the journey of causing it, but don't identify that's you. You're not your car. You're not your house. You're not your second house, third house, fourth house. You're not your bank account. You're not your, but you are you experiencing and becoming. And you enjoy those things just like going to a 7-star hotel and enjoying that. So imagine now taking off the idea that you are your things, that you identify a wealthy person as what they have. A wealthy person is who they become and their values. The wealthy person is a person who's got the kahunas to stay in their values when they're standing alone in judgment from others. A wealthy person is a person who says no to something because of their values, in spite of the spoils of the promise of violating a value and going for the money, going for this, going for that. In the gorgeous integrity of you and the full expression of you, there is a doorway right before you now. And through that doorway is more joy, more happiness, more health, a breath of freedom to be in permission. You were told what to do at school. You were told what to do by your parents. You're told what to do by some policeman who pulls you up and says you're going too fast, too slow, you're in the way, you're out of the way. You're used to being told what to do. In the last decade, we've been absolutely inundated with compliance. We're told what to do by ideas and work health and safety to the point where they're inefficient and ridiculous. You're so used to being told what to do. But inside that is your freedom. So you've grown up recently in a world where your freedom is being taken from you because of compliance, because of laws that are not wise. And and there's a violation. So you know what it's like to be held down. So I want you to imagine now as we finish, breaking free like the Hulk, tearing your shirt, expanding your musculature, your resonance, your power. Just imagine it expanding. And understand that you stand there in your full wealth. You're already wealthy as a being. And shed that story our culture's got so caught up in of my having is my wealth. Your having is just an experience. It's fun. It's more comfortable sometimes. But glamping's good, but so's a 7-star hotel. Being in a tent by a river's fun, so's having a beach house. They're just experiences that are more comfortable, less comfortable. So as you know that, I know you know this, I'm not telling you because you don't know. I'm reminding you to come out. Your joy, your freedom is in your heart. And I know each of you well enough to know there are moments where you feel like crying. There are moments when you feel like screaming. There are moments you feel like running away, hiding, giving up. But your true prison is the one you put yourself in to protect yourself. If it's lacking integrity, by reserving your full beauty and your values and your expression. So as you sit in your heart coherent breath now, slowly in and out, allow yourself to connect to that heart, the green resonance. Breath is yours to breathe. Voice is yours to use. Your body is yours to move, to use. It's yours. It's your freedom. You've got a body to move around in a three-dimensional world. You've got a voice to sing, to tell poetry, to speak. So as you check it out inside the experience of being you, we finish today. And whatever your decision has been, if you're not ready yet, that's okay. But I know you each well enough to know you are. And to the degree you have hesitated up to now, let it go. And just go, I'm in permission. I'm a free spirit. I can choose. I have enough freedom to choose whether I turn left or right or walk straight. So in that power, whatever you're feeling, wherever you are, go to your day with your full expression, no matter what obstacle. So have a beautiful day, everybody. So that was a magical Monday Mentor, talking about coming out as you, coming out in full permission. It was the theme, and breathing into that and stepping beyond hesitation into full expression and everything that goes with it. So I loved it. Thank you. Remember to subscribe. Remember that we can be reached on 0476 584 777 or on our email, which is support@mindmatters.me. We're there to help you reconnect each Monday, beginning the week with conscious awareness, with a sense of you know where you stand and you know what you want to cause and you know who you want to be to bring to that week, to cause it each day. Monday Mentor is about that. So please join us. Talk to Rhonda on that number and or the email, and we can't wait to see you at the next Monday Mentor. Blessings and light.